Alright guys, this is Jordan with Currituck Lawn Care. We made this video basically to talk to the new homeowners and people moving into the area, and even people trying to start a new lawn. Most of the time the soil's bare, you've got a lot of sand out there, and a lot of people are having trouble getting that grass to grow. And we're getting a lot of phone calls. It's springtime. People are getting out and they're saying, hey, I want to get my yard right. What can I do? So basically we're going to go over a few things in this video that we've made, hoping that we can help you, or we can come out and get you on a plan to get your yard right because you're tired of the dogs tracking in the mud, or you're tired of cutting sand. So we're going to talk about those issues. But the first thing I want to say is these opinions are only mine and Currituck Lawn Care's. This is what we've done and we've seen that works for us, being locals and from this county, and understanding the soils and conditions that we go through. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying that our way is the right way, but we feel that we've helped a lot of the homeowners establish a good turf and grounds for their yard. So anyway, let's talk about the types of seed. So a lot of people are coming from up north of Virginia, and everybody's talking about how they want fescue and they want to get their yard right and have the nice tall dark green fescue. Well, in northeastern North Carolina, fescue is pretty much not an option unless you have irrigation. There may be some people that'll tell you, hey, fescue's great, it's fantastic, I've had good results with it, but 9 out of 10 people need irrigation. Fescue just cannot survive the heat around here, and it's just not really a good choice for somebody that does not have irrigation. Being in northeastern North Carolina means that we are in a transition zone, and being in that transition zone, fescue does die out. It doesn't stay thick and dense, and it requires you to overseed every year with aeration, which is fine, but it's really not feasible for the everyday average homeowner. So we really don't recommend it unless you have loads of time to dedicate towards maintaining your yard and having an irrigation system. So fescue's great, but just not good for somebody, again, that doesn't have irrigation. Alright, the next popular choice here in northeastern North Carolina is Bermuda grass. Bermuda grass is, honestly, once you get it started, is the best to have. You really don't have to have irrigation, and it just thrives. It's a creeper, it crowds everything out, and it's the best thing to maintain for the average homeowner. However, the drawback of Bermuda is that during the fall, it goes dormant, so your lawn's looking brown, which, if you want a green grass year round, you really got to overseed the Bermuda with ryegrass, which is very inexpensive. Or, nowadays they're coming out with a lot of turf paints and things like that that will give you that green year round. But the Bermuda is the best option for the sandy soils and environment we have. So those are the kind of things that most people I hear most about, Bermuda and fescue. Now there are some other types of turf. You've got centipede and zoysia, and centipede's great, but it is very expensive to seed, and most of the time you have to plug it, and zoysia is about the same, and it's not feasible. The running joke here in Currituck County is, hey, as long as my lawn is green, I really don't care what kind of grass I have. And that's fine. The yards are so big that it is hard to have one specific type of turf. So a green lawn's a happy lawn. I hear you. But for the people that are trying to get the grass growing from building a new home and establishing a lawn, you may not care what type of grass it is, but you want to get rid of that mud, and you want to get rid of your dogs tracking the nasty stuff in and out there cutting and it looks like a sandstorm. I'm going to talk about that today and see if I can help you with that problem. So, alright, so let's talk about that. Basically, in the springtime, you guys are going to Home Depot, you're seeing all this seed out on the shelves. The people at Home Depot and Lowe's are telling you, oh yeah, seed your lawn, seed your lawn. Spring is not the ideal time to seed your lawn. A lot of people are calling and saying, I want aeration and I want seeding. Well, for fescue, number one, you don't seed fescue in the spring. I understand people are going to tell you that, or you're going to have landscapers that tell you you seed fescue. trust me when I say this, you can call any professional landscape supply store. They don't even have fescue on the shelves right now because the seedling cannot survive the summer. You know, even with irrigation, it's hard for it to survive the summer. So starting seeding in the spring with fescue, typically 90% of that grass is going to die during the summer heat, and it's not going to make it to maturity. So, you know, that's just something that I would say if you're doing fescue, you know, take that into account. You know, use your own judgment. If you really want to seed, that's fine. I'm just telling you that it's not the ideal time to do it. Another thing is, you know, core aeration. So a lot of people think, you know, aeration, it's good. It allows the seed to fall in the holes. You do that for the seed to germinate better. But, you know, core aeration is for compacted soil, and you don't core aerate in the springtime because of the fact that you've been getting all this rain, all this water. Your soil is not compacted. It's wet, it's damp, it's mucky. It's not compacted. Core aeration is done in the fall because you're driving your lawn tractor all over the turf all summer long, and basically it's compacting that soil from you sitting on your lawnmower. You're running over top of it, the roots are packed up. So you come in after that summer heat and everything's dry, and you core aerate it, and it makes the soil looser so the roots can expand and grow out. And yes, they do get air and the nutrients fall in there, and yes, the seed does fall in there, but it's honestly, core aeration is for compaction. Typically, you're not going to find a lot of people core aerating in a professional environment like a golf course or things like that during the spring because the ground's not compacted. We just received 20 inches of rain all winter, and it's, well, you know, it's basically soft. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It's a mess, it's mucky, it doesn't need to be core aerated, it's not, you know, it's well hydrated, the ground. It's not dry and compacted. So, you know, I'd urge you to be careful when you're paying somebody for a service to core aerate in the spring and seed for fescue. They probably, I'm not saying they don't know what they're doing because, like I said, these opinions are only my own. I'm just telling you that most likely they're not an experienced landscaper in this area. So basically that's where I'm going to go with that. My recommendation is if you've got a new lawn and you're a new homeowner and you've moved into this beautiful home, we've got lots of great builders in Currituck that are doing a fantastic job, and they're giving people a great yard that's graded, but they're saying, hey, the soil's sandy, or hey, I can't get anything to grow. You know, the builders are only putting down a contractor blend grass seed, and the contractor blend it's good, but it's not, you know, getting a good lawn takes work, effort, and it doesn't happen overnight. You know, these lawns you ride by people's houses, they've been working on them for a year or 2 years. It's not like you put down seed and magically you have a beautiful lawn. You know, think of the lawn as pores on your face. You know, every little piece of sand's got to be covered by a piece of seed. So it's going to take time to fill in and be that dense, lush lawn that you're looking for. And in the spring, I'm going to go over some of the steps that if you have a bare lawn right now and you're trying to get it to be full, that you should do. So we'll talk about that now. Brown top millet, I'm going to seed my shop here. Brown top millet, I'll let you take a look at this. As you can see, a lot of people don't know about the different types of seed, but brown top millet is basically a summertime rye. It is a farm crop. It's not something that you want in your yard permanently, but it's going to establish the most important aspects, which are erosion control and then something for you to cut to decompose and create good soil, you know, organic matter. And it's going to, you know, every time you cut it and this comes up, it's going to make your lawn thicker, and it's going to survive that summer heat to get you to either the fall where you're going to seed rye, or to June where you may want to seed Bermuda grass. So, you know, we're coming in right now, we're having a lot of homeowners call us, and they want us to come in and bring topsoil in. They want us to get them some grass, and you cannot establish a lawn in the spring that's going to last year round. It's a process. So we're coming in here, millet's cheap. It's basically your summertime rye, if you want to use that in layman's terms. You know, it's a very loose term. It's obviously a different grass seed, but it's going to get you a grass, a full lawn. It's going to get you a nice lawn that if you cut it, it's going to look fairly decent and give you ground cover, erosion control, and get rid of that sand. And then in turn, as you're cutting it throughout the summer, the clippings and such are going to break down into good organic matter that is going to help create topsoil in a sense. So, you know, we're coming in and putting this brown top millet in, and really that's giving you a lawn so you can choose to wait till the fall or to do the Bermuda in June. And speaking of fescue, you know, I go to a lot of people's houses and they say they got sod in the front, they've got Bermuda, they've got, it looks great up front, the builder put in a nice Bermuda lawn, which is fantastic. A lot of builders don't even give you that Bermuda, so it's a blessing when you do get the Bermuda up front, because that's half your battle right there. At least the front looks good. And they say, yeah, I've got all this seed, which looks like this right here, and this is fescue and a contractor's blend, and this is what typical contractors are putting down in your new yard that you're getting. This is not Bermuda, folks. This is, you know, I mean, people tell me all the time how, yeah, they've got Bermuda seed in the yard, the Bermuda. This is not going to survive during the summer. It's just not. Even with irrigation, it may look good up until about May. You may say, that guy's crazy from Curry Tuck Lawn Care. My lawn is coming up, it looks good, but as soon as the summer heat gets here, I promise you, it's going to die unless our climate changes. It's part of being in a transition zone. We are in between the areas where certain types of grass thrives and others does horrible. So we've got an in-between zone that we've got to try to make the best of, because our climate is so funky. One day it's 40 here in Curry Tuck, the next day it's 78. So it's just essential that you're using the right techniques, so you're not buying this $75 bag of seed and, you know, basically peeing your money down the drain. And speaking of Bermuda, you know, let me show you what Bermuda looks like. It's going to be hard for you even to see, because Bermuda is so fine. If you look at this Bermuda, it is like a pepper corn or a pepper flake, and there's multiple types of Bermuda. You've got stuff that's essentially hulled and it's coated, and this right here is a natural Bermuda seed. And you know, one bag of Bermuda is so expensive, but the great thing about Bermuda is it's a creeper, so it will basically fill out the entire lawn. And honestly, if you don't have irrigation, what I'm recommending to folks is that we come in, we seed the brown top millet, then we come in and we, as silly as it sounds, we kill the lawn about 4 weeks prior to June, when the ideal time to seed Bermuda is, and we establish the Bermuda grass. By killing the lawn, it's not giving any competition to the seed in the Bermuda and allowing the Bermuda to thrive and grow through that. Yeah, your yard's going to look terrible and you're going to be really disappointed because we just killed your great green grass, but the millet was going to die anyway in the fall. So you have to do something. You have to decide if you want Bermuda or you want to try for fescue in the fall, and you can allow the millet to run into the fall where we can core aerate and we can do the fescue for you. I mean, there's multiple options, you know. So I'm just trying to give the homeowners out there a chance to watch this video, to get some ideas, you know, and establish a turf for the yard. Nobody wants to track mud in. I know the wives out there are yelling at all the men because we're just tracking in mud, and the dogs are even worse with their paws. So unless you're going to have sod put in, which is a great option if you can afford it, you're going to have to do some work to get a good lawn. You know, we're out there to help. We answer questions. We do free estimates. You know, you can call us. Our number is 252-202-9008. I'm Jordan. I own the company, and I'm happy to come out and take a look at everyone's lawn on a case-by-case basis and try to come up with a plan that works for you. So if you don't mind, like and watch my video, share it with your other homeowner friends. Love to come out and take a look at your project and help you. Again, I can't stress enough, these are my own opinions of the soil here in Currituck. I just wanted to do a brief video explaining the different types of seed and the process to getting a good full lawn. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.